In this video I'd like to discuss my experience with magic mushrooms, specifically psilocybin, which is the main psychedelic within them. I had to search for these for quite some time before I actually found some magic mushrooms I could use. Now, I took these mushrooms long before I went to the retreat for ayahuasca, and it was during my DMT experiences about a year or so after those started, because I wanted to find out what the experience would be, obviously. And this is a recount of that experience as best I can remember it. Now, the mushrooms I took a pretty good dose. I sat there waiting for the effects to start taking hold. I saw the distortion in my hands, which is to me an indication of a shift of reality. At that point I laid down. I did this by myself. I did not have a watcher of any sort. As I laid down, there's some things that I hadn't expected because I hadn't heard of them before. Apparently shivers, shakes. I went through a few minutes there where I won't say vibrating, but that's a good enough word, but just a very quick shivering in the legs specifically, and as it went through and it took hold, then some visuals started to manifest in the ways of colors. I did not have what I would consider hallucinations of any sort within this entire experience. I sat up, I looked at my blanket, and within the blanket I saw a pattern of energy that was moving, that was, again, I wouldn't call hallucination as much as seeing the energy patterns within the blanket. It looked to me like patterns of moving electrons around the folds, and that intrigued me for a while. It was very, very beautiful. After that, I laid down expecting something. I did not hear any voices. I did not see any entities or anything of that nature. Basically, I went back to almost what I consider baseline just a few minutes after that. I could still, if I looked into the blanket and concentrated, I could start to see the patterns again. But everything else, as far as reality was concerned, was pretty close to normal physical baseline for me. After a while, however, what started to occur was a self-awareness. I can only call it a hyper-awareness of myself within space and time, within the body, within the context of every action. Every moment seemed to be an action of thought. My self-awareness of who I was within this time frame, and this lingered on for quite a long time. During this, I reflected on many things about reality, and other people's perception, and each and every one of us has a different reality that we are perceiving. That led to me writing about it. Again, I wasn't so far out that I couldn't actually manage anything. I was pretty close to baseline. But in writing, it took a lot of deeper effect as far as I put the words down on the paper, I had the realization of myself in the future reading it, which of course that's kind of an obvious thing, but this was more of a transfixion of the time I'm writing it to the time I'm reading it and knowing that future is coming. Also, with each pen stroke, I saw how that my actions, movements in time affected and created that time. As I wrote down a line, that line was not there before, it was created as I was doing it to be there and then to be in physical reality. Afterwards, I took a walk. It was colorful. Again, no major hallucinations. And then I would say it slowly faded away.